Hey there, welcome to Influence Studio. Today I'm going to walk you through the entire tutorial process of creating this awesome animation. So without wasting any time, let's jump onto it. Begin with creating a new composition. Name your comp and keep the other setting as standard 1920 by 1080 and frame rate as 30 fps. And hit OK. Now create a new rectangle while holding down the shift button and press Ctrl Alt Home to center the anchor points. Go to the rectangle property and change the rectangle dimension to a 320 pixel square. Now align the rectangle to the left center of your comp and add a guide to the middle of the rectangle. Now convert your rectangle path to the bezier path and put an anchor point to the middle of the rectangle where we added the guide. Now get rid of the middle guide and change your middle anchor point position so that the shape will look like an inverted triangle. Now add the repeater property to our shape layer. Make the total copies 6. Expand the transform position of repeater and change the X position to 320, same as the width of our rectangle. Now select the layer and add our first effect, which is CC cylinder. Double click on the effect. Now I'm gonna reposition my crown a little bit. Add the second effect, which is CC power pin. Double click on the effect. Move the top points of power pin 300 pixels away from each other. And do the same with the bottom, but instead move them closer to each other. Adjust the crown position and move the middle anchor point upwards to reduce the depth of the crown. Rename the shape layer as front crown. Press Ctrl D to duplicate the layer and name it as back crown. Put the back layer below the front crown. Now I'm gonna link rotation property of cylinder effect of both layers so that we can control the rotation of the crown from one layer. Now link the X, Y and Z rotation property of back crown cylinder effect to the front crown cylinder properties. Now go to the cylinder effect settings and find the render property there. Change it to outside on the front layer and change it to inside on the back layer. So now we have the front and back of the crown as a separate layer, and we can control them both from front layer effects control. So now we have our basic shape ready for the crown, so start putting some effects for the appearance. Go to the effects panel and add 4 color gradient. Change the gradient point and color according to your need. I'm gonna leave this to you. You can change this property as you want your final output. Now copy the 4 color gradient effect and paste it to the background. Make the gradient colors of background a little bit darker to give crown a depth. Now we will add some layer style to our crown. Right click on the layer, go to the layer styles and select inner glow. I'm gonna use inner glow as a shadow because we are getting some extra features in glow which we don't get in the inner shadow. Change the blend mode to multiply and change the color to black. And change the source to center. Increase the size of the shadow. Copy the inner glow and paste it on the back layer. For the reference, let's create a new background. Press Ctrl Y to create a new background Name it as a background and hit OK. Place the background layer below the grounds. Next, I'm gonna add my second layer style, which is inner shadow. I'm gonna use it as a glow because we have already used the inner glow style and we can't use the same layer style on the layer again. Now change the blending mode to screen and change the color to white. Now change the opacity to 50. Increase the size of the glow. Play with the glow properties to get your desired result. Copy and paste the new layer style to the background. Now select the layer and add our next effect called CC Radial Blur. Change the amount to 30. And adjust the center point of the effect. Copy and paste the effect to the below layer. Now you can see we are starting to have our translucent glass effect. Next we will create the base for our After Effects logo. Create a rectangle by holding down the Shift button. Press Ctrl Alt Home to center the anchor points. Rename the shape layer as a base. Move the base layer between the crowns layer. Convert the layer to 3D. Play with the rotation properties of your base layer to get your desired result. Adjust the position of your base layer. Go to the contents and rectangle properties and change the roundness to 30. You can see the geometry options are grayed out. To make them active, we need to change our render to advanced 3D. Now you can see we can change the geometry options. Change the extrusion depth to 60 and change the bevel style to concave. Now we can see we have an awesome base for our logo. Change the base opacity to 75. Next, I'm gonna change the color of the base. Change the color to a nice gradient. Adjust the gradient points and colors. And change the starting and end point of the gradient. Next, I'm gonna add some light in our composition. Right click and create a new light. Keep the radius as 500 and hit OK. Reposition the light to get your desired result. Now I'm gonna create a new light. Change the intensity to 70. I'm gonna position it below the base layer in Z space. Now create a new light and change the intensity to 50. Position it above the base. Play with the light position. Next, I will create a circle with the gradient and rename it to glow. Place the glow below the base layer. Change the gradient starting and end point and add another color. Change the starting and end point of the glow. Now add a CC radial blur to it. Adjust the center of the effect and increase the blur amount. Again play with some light settings. You can play with these settings according to your artwork, or just copy these amount if you want a similar looking effect. Next, I'm gonna add a text layer for our logo. Convert it to 3D and move the text above the base layer. Select the text and the base and press P to open the position property. Link the text position to the base position and do the same with the rotation. Open the rotation property by pressing the R while holding the shift button. Link the X, Y and Z rotation property of text to the base layer. Press Ctrl Alt Home to center the anchor points. Now you can see our text layer is behind the box. Press A to open the anchor points property and offset the Z space anchor point by 1 pixel. Now go to the geometric properties of the text layer and change the extrusion depth to 5. Now offset the anchor point by the same amount of extrusion depth. Change the bevel style to concave. Now change the text layer color. Add a new adjustment layer into our composition and name it to Raise Beam. Now go to the effects panel and add the effect called CC Light Rays. Adjust the middle point of the effect and increase the radius. Play with the effect until you are satisfied with the result. Now we will create a background for our animation. Create a new composition and name it background. Keep the other settings same as our main comp. Now add a new solid and name it Fractal Noise. Go to the effects panel and add a new effect called Fractal Noise. Keep the fractal type as swirly and noise type as soft linear. Click on the invert button and increase the size of the fractal noise. Increase the contrast. Create a new adjustment layer and rename it to ramp. Go to the effects panel and add gradient ramp in it. Change ramp shape to radial and change the start and end point of the gradient. Now change the gradient colors. Further play with the gradient points. Now change the blend mode to color. Next I'm gonna add new adjustment layer and name it to CC Plastic. Go to the effects panel and add CC Plastic. Go to the shading properties and reduce the ambient. Now increase the diffuse. Now our effect is more reactive to the lights. You can see the depth in it. Create a new adjustment layer and name it Blobbylize. Go to the effects panel and add the effect CC Blobbylize. Change the softness and cutaway to get your desired result. Keep the light setting as same. Reduce the ambient and increase the diffuse same as the CC Plastic to have more depth in our artwork. Now go to the main comp and add our background comp below the crown. Press Ctrl K to change the composition settings and change the background to black. Create a new shape layer. Place it above the background and rename it to circle. Draw a circle at the middle of our composition. Go to the effects panel and add Gaussian blur in it. Change the blur amount to 200. And change the blend mode to soft light. Create a new adjustment layer. Place it above the circle and name it as lens. Go to the effects panel and add CC lens. Change the size to 250. It will give our artwork a natural depth. Create a new adjustment layer. Place it above the lens. Rename it to noise and blur. Go to the effects panel and type noise. Add the noise effect and change the value to 20 to have a nice translucent glass effect. Now search for radial blur and add the radial blur. Now change the blur amount to 10. Now we have our final design ready. I'm gonna add another effect in it. Go to the effects panel and search for the wave wrap. Click on the effect while selecting the adjustment layer. Change the wave type to uncircle. Change the wave height to 25 and width to 10. You can see the wave effect is impacting the corner of the composition. So what I will do is I will increase the background layer by 3 pixels. And you can see the issue is resolved. Now our artwork is ready, so we will start animating it. Before we begin with the animation, let's spare some time to review this awesome tool called AE Juice. AE Juice is a powerful plugin that offers a vast collection of asset bundles including video overlays, liquid transition, 2D and 3D preset, text animation, whiteboard animation elements, shape elements, story packs, sound effects, film textures and much more. AE Juice is compatible with After Effects, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or any other video editor. With this tool, creating professional animation becomes faster, easier, and more fun. And let me share something amazing with you. This is a perfect time to buy AE Juice because the Happy Holiday sale is on and you can grab the I Want It All bundle with an incredible 99% off. So don't just wait, hurry up and make your move. To begin with the animation, first reset your comb duration to 10 seconds. Select the front crown, go to the effects control and put a keyframe on the Y rotation of cylinder effect. Press U to open the Y rotation keyframes. Go to the end of the time frame and give one full rotation to Y axis. Select the rotation and press 1. Now go to the background composition. Select the Fractal Noise layer. And while holding down the Alt button to open the expression panel and type time into 15. Now we have an endless animation of glass. Press Ctrl K and set the total duration to 10 seconds. Now we will animate the scale property of fractal noise. Select the fractal noise and put a keyframe on the scale. Go to the end of the time frame and set the scaling value to 300. Now go back to our main comp. Select the wave wrap layer and change the wave speed to 0.5. Now I'm gonna animate our logo. I will animate the logo by just feel and look. So you can sit back and just relax. So now we have our animation ready. Let's play it for the time and review it. Make the necessary adjustment to the wave speed. Go to the background comp, play with the evolution timing to get the desired result. We have our animation ready. This is it for this tutorial. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, be happy and keep animating.